I've got 9 lives. Somehow your words tear me apart. Quiet whispers, I hear you crying. Love that pain in my heart. I need this fantasy so I can recognize what's under my skin. I need this selfish dream so I can understand this game we've been playing. I need you, baby. It's a faithless road I'm on. I need you, baby. 'Cause it's been darkness all along.
Black guy, since you've seen what he's equipped with, like a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because it's big.
Yeah, it's fun.
In the porn films, okay, the black guys are so well equipped is a small word, if you know what I mean. It's like he'll pretty much tear me apart, and I don't think I want that. Okay.
I date a black guy because they have nice personalities.
Never. I want to get that sore, to be honest now. I want to survive. I want to live my life. That's it.
Yeah, actually, yes. Yeah. He lose a lot of things to me.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Gary Lamb signing on today, and we have a cast for you today. We're going to be discussing Black men with passports and their experiences with women from overseas. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Wally so he can introduce his boys. What up, Wally? What's going on, man?
What's going on, Gary? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? So you heard the introduction with Gary. We're going to be speaking to two gentlemen. Actually, the first gentleman is my partner in crime who helped found Matter of Opinion. And we're going to have a discussion with Ray the Don. Those who are subscribed to the channel, y'all know who Ray the Don is. And we're also going to speak with another guest that been on the channel numerous times, Santana. These gentlemen got passports. They dated women of all ethnicities, and they're gonna give a breakdown on what their experiences are, what they think, and why the passport bros are deciding to go overseas and find a wife overseas as opposed to finding a wife here in the United States. Because at the end of the day, we're looking to bridge the gap so that our sisters in the US can get married, can have, kids in the traditional household, bring back our communities. That's what we're seeking to do. That's what this discussion is here. But at the same time, we need to realize, where did we go wrong where guys are now seeking women from other ethnicities to have that traditional home. So without further ado, let's bring in Ray the Don and Santana. What's going on,
Hey,
fellas?
what's going on?
What's up?
All right. So y'all heard the intro. Y'all could, well, Santana, you could introduce yourself, let them know how to find you on social media and everything like that, and tell a little about yourself, brother.
All right, all right. So my name's Santana. Um, I do a lot, right? So I throw events. My promotional team is Gone Green or the greensocial.com. We do events in Jersey and New York. Eventually, we'll be doing events out of state, out of town, outside the country. We have done, getaway trips and things of that nature. But, I'm definitely for the people and always interested in these topics of discussion because I like to get people riled up,
I
you
know
know?
that's right.
Yeah,
Needless to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
you're around a whole bunch of women.
Yeah, that's a fact. There's no denying that, that's for sure.
Facts. And of course, I got to turn it over to my boy Ray the Don.
What's
Let
up,
the people
everyone?
know what's up. And when are we gonna get that reunion back? Where we get this matter of opinion running full steam. I know we got busy lives and everything like that. We do the YouTube thing part time because we got full time jobs, families, the whole nine. But we need that reunion so we could set things off, brother.
Yo, brother. So I'm thinking going forward in the future, Saturday nights, me and you just hop on, we cover some stuff, go forward in the future. But what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Ray the Dawn.
Yes, sir. All right. So, and of course, we got Gary Lamb. Y'all already know what it is with Gary Lamb. I don't know if you want to speak up, Gary Lamb, or you just gonna be in the cut chilling. Let me know what's up. I'll take that as Gary's gonna be up in the cut. All right, bet. So
I
let's
got a
get.
technical issue. Give me a minute.
It's all good, brother. I got this. I got this. All right. So again, we're gonna delve into the mind of having passports and dating women of other ethnicities. So I got a list of questions that I'm gonna, ask you gentlemen, and also we're gonna bring up the female so that they can pick the brain and whatever questions they have based off what's said, they can ask questions and give their 2 cents in. So we're gonna start it off with what may all right. First off, do you guys date women that are from other ethnicities mainly or more so women in the US? Who want to take the floor first?
I mean, I could take the floor. I mean, me personally, it don't matter where you from for me.
Okay.
It's who you are as a person.
Okay.
You feel me? And I date who you are as a person. If the vibe is right, I go by my list of characteristics. But what I've seen over the recent years is, I'm not gonna lie, I've been drawn to more women from other countries more than from the U.S.
Okay. All right.
That's solely based on characteristics like, kindness, how much they are loyal, loving, caring, those type of things.
Got you. All right. Santana, what's your take, brother? Like, do you
Um,
date more women of other ethnicities or more so women in the US?
yeah, I pretty much date people from other countries, for the most, well, other ethnicities, I should say.
Okay.
Just because I just enjoy culture and they can appreciate, you know, culture, right? So a
Hmm.
lot of times people from America in general be kind of closed off to ideas or concepts or whatever, or they devalue things from other countries, whether it's the food, accents, um, you know, even tradition, right? So they look down on them. Shoot, you could even look in the workplace in a lot of jobs, or a lot of people, they give people who don't speak, their English is not that great, they'll give them a harder time,
Look, I,
things of
I
that
gotta
nature,
say
right?
this too though. We're arrogant when we go to other countries. Like we could be in China or
That's
Korea
true.
and be like, yo, what is this country? What is this language y'all speaking here in Korea? Like, what's up with the
I
English?
mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
That's facts.
yeah, that's true, but we might be more open, like, since if you have a passport and you're used to traveling,
Mm-hmm.
you have a more open mind to those things as opposed to people who's here that never want to travel at all. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's the same concept of like the person who been in the Bronx their whole life, but they never even been to Jersey, Connecticut, Florida. Like their mindset is a bit more closed off than somebody who's well traveled. You know what I mean? But when
Let
it
me ask
comes
you this
when it,
based off what you
mhm.
said, because we do have a lot of well-traveled women in the US. Do you believe well-traveled women also carry that type of mindset also where they're open to new things, or they're still closed off, so to speak? Because we all know women be taking trips
um,
outside the country and be well-traveled and all of that.
I would say I would say the women that's well traveled,
Hmm.
they might have a passport bros mentality, right?
Okay.
Especially if they have troubles dating in the US, dating American men, and then they go outside the country and they might feel more appreciated, which is the main issue that a lot of guys have in the US is not feeling appreciated. And when they go outside the country, they see it's an easier time trying to date, and it's like they're met with less resistance, which is probably the underlying statement to dating, period, is we don't want to deal with that much resistance because it's annoying and shouldn't have to be begging and pleading for even going out on a date. It
I,
shouldn't be
I
that difficult.
I
You know what
got
I'm
a
saying?
question to ask about that, piggybacking off that. But Ray, do you
Hmm.
agree with what Santana said, or
I kind of gotta agree with my brother because nowadays you have new behavior that's just not it's just crazy. Like I seen prime example. I seen the TikTok the other day. A lady was beating up her boyfriend just because he didn't bring the pizza home well done. Like
wow?
it's it's
That sounds
crazy out
crazy.
here, man. So I kind of gotta agree because I'm not gonna say all women in the U.S. don't know how to treat a man properly, but I'm gonna say at least a good 35% don't really know what it is to be with a man.
Okay. So here's my question, and Gary, you can chime in too to the question I'm gonna ask. You said a well-traveled woman, they when they go outside the country, they become passport sisters. I'll just say that passport
Yeah,
sisters, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
my thing is, for a man, if you're looking for a good woman, the way you approach that woman, you're trying to approach her in a different way and win her over, and you're greeted with attitude or whatever the case may be. Are we on the same page there?
1,000%.
So my question is, when the passport bro girl across seas, he pretty much have the same character where he's greeting the woman, the way he's greeting the women in the US. My thing is, if you're a woman that's traveling and you're saying, hey, you're having problems meeting men in the US, are you being different towards the men in US where you're like, oh, he's just the same and have like, basically brush them off? But when you go overseas, you're approaching the guys over there different and you're open minded where you let your guard down, so to speak, and you're actually showing your feminine side as opposed to the masculine energy you might show those that are in the US. Do you think that play a role, or what's your
I
take on
think
it?
I think that got a big part to play with it, right? It's like
Mhm.
they let their hair down, they're ready to have fun, they're less guarded, right? So it's like when they're here, they gotta try and be, you know, put it like this. In the US, it's like a lot of women want to be the man, and you can't be the man because men already exist. You gotta be the woman, right? But being a woman, it's like I don't know if this is the case in other ethnicities, but in
Mhm.
black culture, that's what it is. Like since the time, I don't know if technology plays a part, which I'm gonna say it does, right? Since the age of cell phones and
Social media.
and social media,
Mhm.
it's gotten worse. prior to the cell phone era or the smartphone era and social media era, there was plenty of quality women, like plenty,
Here's a
right?
question for
And
you
I
though.
used to always say that I used to always say, man, women have it harder than dudes when it comes to the dating pool. But when that technology, when the smartphone and the social media came about, it evened out the playing field, and the options ain't great for men no more. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this.
I don't know what the options is for women, but for us, it wasn't looking good.
Let me ask you this, and I guess Ray, you could answer this.
Mhm.
Um, do you think it's more so the age of social media made it worse, or do you think that it was just these feelings were there that men and women were going through, but they just internalized it and had no way to express themselves? But now that social media is out, they're able to express themselves, and we're just seeing it more. It's kind of like how police brutality always went on, but nobody really saw it. So it was like, I didn't see it, so yeah, speak about it, but you didn't get the magnitude of it until you started seeing more video of it on social media. So it's like, did these people not have an out? Was it not really that prevalent, or social media actually made this issue come abroad? What is your take, Ray?
I'm gonna say it's a bit of both. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say it's a bit of both because you have to realize that a lot of women they've been through hurt over the course of years, especially black women in general. I'm not gonna hold you. Um, and now that we have social media out now, like Facebook, TikTok, and all of that, they're using it to exercise all of that pain, bent up frustration, their emotions. Um, and I'm not even just saying black women, but just all women in general.
Mhm.
Even if you go across to the Philippines, in the Philippines especially, you have women out there. I was just in the Philippines not too long ago. You have
Mhm.
women out there who, um, you know, they want the jobs that men do. They're really out there like, hey, you know what? I can do this better than he can. Hire me. They're
Mm.
they're out there promoting woman dominance in every aspect of every field. They're out there telling the men what to do. And even with the social, especially with the social media now, they record this. Like I've went to the beach out there and I've seen a lady order her husband to like do everything while she just relaxed. I'm not saying this lady put up a whole chair and relaxed.
Mm.
Didn't help with nothing.
Had a beer in the whole nine, huh?
No, she had a margarita in her hand though. I'll tell you that. She was living a life. But going back to your first question that you asked Santana, I'm gonna be honest, the treatment is different for the passport women, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tackle the passport women and passport men. The treatment is different for both sides because over here, women like, for some reason they like the aggression, they like the thug. They want that person to be like hunting them down left and right, and then
Mhm.
giving them attitude or whatever. When you go to foreign countries, the women aren't used to seeing foreign men like that, except the ones that come over to, vacation for a couple while. So, and the men as well. So when these passport boys, passport men, passport women, they go over there, they they're treated differently because a foreigner, like a prime example, a foreign guy, he's looking at this woman like, oh my God, I've never really talked to a black woman from the States, or I never really talked to a white woman from the States. Let me talk to her and see what she's about. Let me treat her, let me show her a good time while she's out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of mentality.
Mhm.
And you can even see it over here too, because when you have certain foreigners coming over um, from other countries, prime example, I was at a bar, an Irish girl was visiting a friend over here in the States,
Mhm.
and men were lining up to buy her drinks simply because she was smiling. They were trying to impress her. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you have it from both sides of the spectrum. You just gotta.
I'm looking at Gary's face and I'm
Yeah,
dying
yeah,
right now.
I
But
wanna hear
I mean,
Gary's take after you go, Santana.
I think part of it, Ray, is the fact that like people enjoy the allure of something exotic, right?
You
So
know what?
it don't matter what country you're in, if it's something that's completely different from what you're used to seeing,
That's true.
if
That's true.
there's some level of attraction to that person, people's gonna be on it like white on rice.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
tequila
saying?
also helps.
But if it was something foreign and exotic but wasn't cute, I don't think it'd really be on it like that.
Nah, bro, not after 2 shots of tequila. I'm telling you.
I
Everybody look good after
guess.
2 shots of tequila.
I guess.
All right, so Gary, I gotta ask you because I was looking at your face expression, brother. I want to hear your take on things.
You know, I'm listening to these gentlemen. He's giving me a lot of stuff that I'm really into this, and I'm figuring out like there's a lot of simps across the world that I didn't know about because they lined up to buy her drinks.
Yes, they
Lined up,
did.
like
Yes,
lined
they
up.
did.
Yeah.
Line up.
Like, listen, but maybe it's different over there. I don't know. Listen, here's the thing. Maybe it's different over there, and the type of women over there are worthy of that, right? So it's hard to not look into it like, well, maybe the women are actually worthy of getting that type of attention. But up until this particular point, I'm like, yeah, okay. Do I really want to meet a woman like that? Because I'm about to fall head over heels for a woman that's worthy of a line of drinks. Think about
Mm.
this. She's worthy of a
Hmm.
line of drinks.
Yeah.
Like that's
Now,
a lot of suitors.
was she taking the suitors' offers too, or
Yeah, she was taking the drinks. She's Irish, bro. She's not about to turn down free drinks.
that's
That's
true?
like
Yeah, but she look, bro. She can't take all those daggone drinks. She ain't gonna be. She's gonna pass out.
I don't know about
Yeah.
Mm.
that one because I was at that bar until like about 2 o'clock when I left with my peoples,
Mhm.
and she was still in there drinking with everybody. So
Wow. Strong threshold for liquor. Okay. Here's a
Right.
question for you, gentlemen, because you said over there in the Philippines,
hmm
women want the jobs of men and everything like
hmm
that. And talking to
Mm.
women, right?
hmm
They hear the key word of men saying women are masculine, women giving masculine energy, this, that, and the third. So I want from each and every one of you, what is your definition of a masculine woman? Because from
Oh.
what was explained to me, they have like there's many different meanings. So it's like, yo, what is like a cut and dry meaning of a masculine woman, I should say. So, who wants to go first and give their opinion or their take on what a masculine woman is?
I mean, I could shoot it first though if you
Okay.
want. All right. So I mean, me personally, um, I want women a lot here. I do hear a lot of women say they exhort that masculine energy, right? So
Okay.
sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be like, all right, what's your masculine energy? And they'd be like, oh, I work 2 jobs. I take care of my kids. I'm like, so that makes you masculine because you know. So for me personally, I gotta say, I can only say you have masculine energy when your credit score is over 700. When you when you um when you sit down and you be like, babe, let's open this business together. I'm tired of working for people. Like that's the type of energy that I see that I would expect from a woman who's trying to be masculine, and someone that will sit down and take charge and be like, you know what, let's make a plan. Let's go do this. Let's go do that.
So, basically, a woman that's aggressive.
I won't say aggressive because aggressive is a strong word.
That sounds
What?
more like ambition as opposed to aggressive.
I would say more ambitious and strategic.
So in your mind, being ambitious is a
Ambitious and
masculine
a
trait.
bit yes, ambitious and strategic. Because let's be honest, we men are ambitious. When we want to be, we are ambitious as all hell. Oh shoot, should I have cursed? My bad.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I think that is okay. But let's get to it. Let's discuss your take on women that are overseas. Like I want to hear some accounts of your experience over there
Oh,
because
go on.
I listen, all this surface stuff is great, but yeah, I want to hear like, yo, man, this woman blew my mind. Yo, this is crazy. The experience. But I want to hear some interesting shit. What you got?
I got one for you. Here's one. Here's how to set it off. Here's how to start it off. All right. So Santana, for those who are watching, me and Santana, we go way back. That's my brother from another mother. I remember when you took a trip to DR, and when you came back from DR, you was trying to learn some Spanish, brother. Heavy.
Yeah, I definitely
I
was.
mean, you
Yeah, I
paid for the
definitely
app and
was.
everything to learn Spanish.
Yep,
So my
yep.
thing is, because I could go across seas and have a good time or whatever, and I come back, I'm just like, yo, man, it was nice with them women. I had, a couple of thotties lined up, did XYZ, and that's the end of it. But for me to come back and like, yo, I need to learn this language, that tells me that I want to form a deeper connection with the women there because it
Absolutely,
was that
1,000%.
lit. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what made you what happened that made you want to come home, you spend money to actually learn the language so you can have a deeper connection with these women?
You know what it was? It was like the person I was dealing with gave me a peace of mind, and it was like the experience. Even talking to somebody where there's a language barrier, but the person is showing you is showing you a soft side. I could just be me. I didn't have to yo baby, none of that. I could just be me, relax, enjoy the vibe, talk as much as possible. Now, this is before translation apps, right?
Yeah.
So, so to try and enjoy a vibe with somebody, and this is pre-translation apps, like that's like you're enjoying the person, just the vibes, the food, the relaxation, the connection that you're having. Even you go watch 90 Day Fiance and see some of the stuff that them people are going through.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a reason why there's a reason why they're even uh focusing on that. Like there's a reason it's popular. Like there's no denying it, right? So people feel like there's opportunities for them that they're not experiencing here, right? Because I could have easily tried to find someone here, which I was, right? But there's so much BS that you deal with. But when you go outside the country and you see, um, it's just a smoother process. If it wasn't for the fact that you got to deal with citizenship and just being miles away, shoot, if that was the case, then I probably would have been married at a young age, like before 30
Mm,
something. I probably would have,
wow.
like, if I was living out there in another country, or
If you moved out there.
if I had met somebody in a country where the language wasn't the barrier. For example, if I would have met somebody in Jamaica or something like that where they speak English too, then I probably would have got married at a younger age. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
So,
Yeah.
in other words, the experience that you got from the women there was like the women here, the experience you got from the women here is nothing compared to the women there. and you would take the women
Yep.
there in a heartbeat.
1000%.
Now,
1000%.
I
Like,
really have a question. Let me just, can
mm-hmm,
I please get it?
Hmm.
I got a question.
mm-hmm.
How do you feel when so many women say the only reason why these women of overseas are interested in you is because of that American money? Please explain
I was
yourself,
I was gonna get to that question. I
because
had
I
Is
no, I'm not waiting for, I'm getting to it, because
okay.
what you're saying to me sounds amazing. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. And these women might know how to play the game a little better than you think. And I want to know, how do you feel about that? What is your thought process on that? Knowing, or well, not knowing, but seeing that there's a possibility that they're just trying to get your wallet.
So you're never gonna know, right? There's no outliner to try and figure that out. You're never gonna know. That's like rolling the dice, right? You don't know what's gonna shoot out when you roll the dice, right? Um, you just gotta live the experience and find out the hard way. And that's just like dating, period, anyway, right? Is dating is a crapshoot. So it don't matter if you're in the country, outside the country. You never gonna know. Like you could be a wealthy man in America and have that same problem that you're discussing. You don't know if it's for the money or not, right? So
Hmm.
unfortunately, that's just part of the game. Um, you can only hope that that's not the case, right? But um, when I was outside the country, I wasn't out there splurging for anybody to know that I even had money like that. They can only assume. So it wasn't like I was out there spending heavy bread, this, that, and the third. Now they wouldn't know if I had money or not. Right? I could be just as poor as them, right? They wouldn't know. But I
Hmm.
mean, the best they could do is assume. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Um,
here here's a question. I just want to get a yes or no from you, Ray. Then I'm
mhm.
gonna follow it up with a question, and then from there, you could whatever Santana said, you could speak on that and speak on the question I'm gonna ask you. Do you agree with the things that Santana is saying?
Yeah, I gotta agree with him on on
Okay.
on that point.
So now here's my next question.
Mhm.
Um, do when it comes to dating women outside the country, do you think it's more of a transactional relationship or a relationship based off servitude? Meaning, the transactional relationship, you get like you basically, how can I put it into a way that's digestible? You do a great, like you give an investment, meaning you put out money, but you get a huge return, meaning the woman will cook, clean, all of that. You know you're gonna get that in return. So do you
Mhm.
think it's more transactional or based on servitude where it's I can get all these things done with minimal amount of spending? Because in my opinion, when it comes to women in America, they want you to put up all this money up front to show that you can support their spending habits, take care of them. Because let's be real, it goes beyond keeping a roof over your head and bills paid. It goes my nails done, feet done, my Birkin bags, all of that stuff. So, do you think that it's more transactional or a relationship based off servitude or none of them? Like, what is your take? Do you think as far as the relationship goes?
I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was in the Philippines, I've seen both sides of the coin.
Okay.
Like I've seen the women that show up for the money. When they see that you have a large amounts of money, they flock around you. You know, they try to get with you. You know, going down those type of lines. And then I've seen the women who think you don't have no money. Really, you're just here on vacation, and they just trying to get to know you. So I gotta say, it depends. It's a little bit. It's 50-50. Does you
O-
have? Oh, go ahead. You gonna say something?
Okay. So here's my question as a man for you, right?
Hmm.
If you have the option of, because you said the women, they find out they think you got money, whatever, they'll flock to you, right?
Hmm.
What's more, what would you be more willing to invest in as far as a relationship? A woman here when it comes to spending, let's just say it's transactional, because at the end of the day, relationships are transactional. Like it goes hand in hand. You're gonna wind up spending money, whether it's bills or mortgage, whatever. You're going to spend money. So transactions will always be there. Would you be willing to which one would you be more willing to do? Transactional with a woman in the US or a transaction with a woman overseas, and why? Or a woman from a different ethnicity?
For me personally, I see a little bit of difference with a woman overseas, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
Because there are a
Oh,
lot more.
so does that mean you would pick the woman overseas?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes on that one, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
Because when you're spending money behind a woman overseas, they're a little bit more appreciative in terms of if you spend, even if you spend like $1 or $5 on something for them over there, they're way more appreciative. They're like, oh, thank you, that's so
That's a
much, that's a
fact.
nice gesture.
Mhm.
Like they're I don't it could be them running game too. I'm not gonna hold you. But you, like
That's some
Santana
great
said earlier.
game they running though. Like, what-
See,
like I'm hearing you. Like,
here- here-
yeah. Hey, listen. If you're gonna fool me, do a great job of fooling me. Give me
Exactly.
the fantasy.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
But
I got
like if you
Yeah.
really trying to come at me like that, yo, just give me. And I think that's where a lot of American women do not get it. It's how
Yeah.
I need to feel like I'm appreciated.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even if it is, because let's be real, man.
yeah.
We ain't about to say. Listen, it's the same damn thing when you ask me, "Do I look fat in this?" and I say no. You know, say like that's the same thing. I'm like, baby, come.
Here's the thing. Me and Erica was talking, right? And the question came up. It's like, yo, well, it's no different if you go overseas and you get the women there to scam you and stuff like this. It's no different from here. I said this. I said, number one, you're getting more bang for your buck. Number two, the money it would cost me to, court this one woman in the US, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna get in return. The same money it will cost me to court that, the same money it will cost to court the woman in the US is probably less for me to take a trip over there. And then the money that I gotta put out while I'm over there, I can attract 6 to 10 different women and have my choosing. And I only gotta put up what, like 10, 15, $20, so to speak. I don't know if it's that much, but what I'm saying is that $20 carries a lot of weight over there. Whereas over here, if I'm
It does.
courting the woman, I got to put up astronomical numbers. So as far as a numbers game go, it's cheaper if I go over there. And if I miss out on $20, $30, $40, I can live with that, as opposed to losing 5, 10 grand. And then just come to find out this woman want nothing to do with me. That's an easier pill for me to swallow.
That is.
Pause.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
got
you
to
get
agree
what
on
I'm
that
saying?
point.
So that's that. And again, like I said, you're getting more bang for your buck as far as the things that I feel will get done. And like you guys say, more appreciative. Am I wrong in the way that I'm thinking?
No,
no.
not that. I don't.
No.
I'm trying to figure it. Listen, risk, reward. If I'm going to play the game of getting shafted in divorce court and all that other stuff, I'm gonna play the game with somebody that's giving me a better deal.
Mhm.
It's just what it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
and I mean, it could be fake all. I mean, hell, you ain't fake.
Yeah.
You act like American women ain't fake. Come on,
Now,
seriously. They fake
So
about the listen. American women fake about the wrong stuff.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
That sounds about right.
Something else you said too, Santana, is risk.
Yep.
Us men, we're willing to take risks because at the end of the day, whatever the outcome is, we take full accountability for it.
That's
If
fact.
1000%.
If Gary gets with a woman and she gains them and clean them out, I'm gonna be like, yo, dog, you should have saw it coming.
Mhm.
Or if the same thing happened to me, Gary's gonna be like, yo, dog, you ain't see the telltale signs? Like, what's wrong with you? You let this woman
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
you out? We take accountability. But I hear
Yep.
women always say this line: my degree won't leave me, but a man will. But at the end of the day, a job could fire you. That pet that you buy can turn around and viciously attack you. So why are you willing to take risks with everything else, but not a man? Can anybody answer that?
that's American woman for you. Is the ego of an American woman. That's that's what it is. See, like, in America, feminism is a big thing. In other countries, it's not going down like that. So, you know, they can, they can talk trash about American men all they want, but
I need you.
when they leave to go to
Yup,
other countries, it might not be. You're not getting that kind of leeway. You
Hold
try
on,
that
what
in a
is
Muslim country, it's not
go
going
ahead,
down.
Wait,
Gary.
wait. Pause,
Nah,
pause, pause. You guys got to understand this. The question that was just asked is, I mean, the statement was amazing. You still getting hustled no matter which way you go, you get it. So speak
That's a
on
fact.
it. Speak
Like
on
I
it because
said,
see, I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, yo, the
either
woman that's here's
e-
how I look at it: the women that's campaigning for the ring are the hustlers.
Mm.
They're the hustlers. They're campaigning for the ring. They want that ring. All
ooh,
right.
you
Think
See,
about it.
you
but if you
said
want
it,
a
brother.
ring,
You said
check
it.
this out, right? In the
So if
championship,
they
you
up there
want that
on if they
ring.
on freaking Facebook, hi guys, come over here. The ratio is come bruh.
Look,
Wake
but
up.
in any
Who's
sport,
gonna
a
go?
championship is earned, not given, right?
but
A
Ooh.
you know
championship
what?
is earned.
You know what? It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that.
Mm.
And
Let's spoke. Oh, let's speak on it.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I've noticed that a lot of American women, when they get to the semifinal, when they just about to win the championship, they fumble the ball because
They
they.
crap out. They can't do it. They can't do it.
But
They
some
they
Mhm.
just
yeah,
they
something
can't
you
do it. Like
said, Gary, stood out to me. It seems like the ones that you see begging for marriage, whether it's social media or whatever the case may be, those are the ones 2 or 3 years later down the line, they're divorced or whatever the case may be. The ones who you see are quiet and in their corner, those are the ones that stay married.
You know what? That's a big fact.
That is,
You
you
get
know
what I'm
what?
saying? Those are because the ones who are like, oh, he didn't propose to me yet, this, that, and the third. It's like,
Yeah,
what are you rushing for? That means
yeah.
Mhm.
that you're
I
the
think it's
chameleon,
time to bring.
the chameleon that you're playing is starting to wear thin.
I
And
Mhm.
think
that's
it's
what it
time to bring
is.
the women up because this is where I think
Okay.
they're gonna whoop your ass because y'all searching for the wrong things all the time.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. Now I'm here and I didn't want to go this route, but y'all keep saying some things. I'm like, okay, so you're in a line trying to get this woman. You're buying drinks. You're spending all kinds of money to get over there, and you perfectly fine with this woman saying to you, well, "I'm really just with you for your money as long as I get the play that I." All this stuff is saying is warning signs. All I see is warning signs here. I see somebody about to get got and is okay with getting got. That's what I hear. And I'm starting to have a real hard time with this because it's like, bruh, it's like think about what you're campaigning for, or at least let me say this. Think about what these women are campaigning for. They know you can't find a good woman in the States. They know it.
Mm.
And they're in competition in their country too.
Yeah,
So is
it's
it
facts.
possible that you're getting the garbage women in these countries? Boom.
That's
Bomb.
that's
Bomb.
possible
I'm
in
gonna bring
any
up the
country
women.
you go in. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like what I'm saying is that think about the type of women that we're talking about here,
Yes.
right? They're
Mhm.
campaigning for you. All right. They're out in the open saying, oh, I'll date a black guy because of the thingy and the thing. I'll pull up the video again for you. Listen to what she's saying. A lot of this
Yeah.
stuff throws like that sounds kind of it's
See, a
too
woman
good to
like
be
that, I wouldn't
true.
pay no attention to.
I will hope not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying attention to her.
But
I was
go on with it.
watching
Go
that
on with it.
video.
but
I
my
was
thing
watching
is,
that video like this sounds stupid.
but the thing is though,
It does.
But a
but
lot
here's
of
the
people think like that though. You're
but
that's
here's the
true.
Mhm.
thing though. If you have it in your mind that I'm gonna get game, what like here's the thing, right? Women get dressed a certain way. They can say, "Oh, I do it for me." At the end of the day, you dress a certain way to get heads to turn, and hopefully, out of the heads that turn, you get the one pick of the litter that you get the one that hopefully will mount to something, right?
Hmm.
But the problem is the costume that you're putting on is giving that person the wrong intentions. So if you meet a woman who's dressed provocative or whatever the case may be, but she's intellectual and all of that, the minute you get to know her or whatever, or you step to her, you're thinking, yo, I'm gonna smash. The minute you start speaking to her and you see that's not what it was about, it was just a uniform, you kind of get pissed off, or you like, yo, what the hell? Let me rephrase. Two things will happen. Either you'll be pissed off because she led you on, or you may take the time to get to know her. But let's face it, because I'm gonna put it in the perspective of a woman. If you just got your bag stolen or whatever the case may be, and I'm walking around dressed like a cop, and you run to me, hey officer, I got robbed, and I'm like, nah, I just know this area women's bags get stolen frequently, so I'm wearing this uniform to try and run into women. Like, that's my whole perspective. I'm not gonna say that, but that's my whole perspective, and I'm like, nah, I'm not really a cop, I'm just dressed this way. But yeah, can I get your number? Maybe I could get to know you, so next time this happen I could protect you. That woman's already turned off. Like, why the hell are you wasting my time dressing up in this uniform? That's not why I approached you. So if a man is approaching a woman dressed provocative, it's like, this is not why I approached you. So you're getting the wrong attention. So at the end of the day, if I know for a fact that either way, I'm going to get gamed from women in the US or outside of the country, from the way you guys are speaking about the women outside of the country, at least I know if I'm getting gamed, I'm gonna get something in return where I may have a peace of mind, I may get stuff getting done in the whole nine. Now, that's not to say there's not women in the US that don't do it, but it seems like there's more strength in numbers in the women that are trying to game the men in the US.
But here's what I just want to piggyback off of what you're saying. You got to realize too, you as a man, you can differentiate when a woman is running game and when she actually want to be with you. You know, when you get to a certain point, when you get to a certain point in talking and being around a woman, whether they're from the States or overseas, you can tell. Because
But-
she's,
But
let's be honest.
let's keep it real, Ray.
If you're not naive,
But let's keep it real. If she got the buns that you find attractive in a woman, that's like, it's just right, the pretty face, all of that. Sometimes you be like, you know what? I know she gaming me, but if I put that D on her, she gonna switch up real quick. I'm
No,
gonna be able to
no,
take. But
no,
that's how a lot
no,
of people think.
no.
I agree with you.
No.
No, I agree with
That
you.
is not how you get her to come after you.
Mhm.
You get her by wanting her least. Period. Point blank. The end. End of discussion. That is the only way you win in this game. Needing her less than she needs you. Who gives a rip if she's playing the game or not? If she needs you more than most dudes, she can be mad at you all she want. Like, but yeah, but this dude, you know my damn nerve, but this dude. When a woman got that in her head, this dude just like, bruh, like that whole, listen, I'm confident that you will find a woman that you deserve once you don't care about her anymore. The moment you stop caring about her and you start caring more about you, you find her lickety split. It's so much quick because that aura that you have, like, I don't listen. You can come if you want, you can go if you want. That's your choice. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what?
I was fine when I came in. I was fine going out. You got that mentality with a woman. I'm telling you, man, you'll have a hard time catching hell with them because you ain't about to spend no more money than you willing to spend on her. I don't give her a rip. Yo, that's a bad chick, but she's still a chick.
You know what? I 100% agree with you. I
Mhm.
100% agree with you. I ain't gonna hold you. Wally, no, I used to model back in the day doing runway modeling. I used to be surrounded by them all the time. But at the same point, I'm just like, all right, yeah, that's just Susan. I know her. So you
Yeah.
know,
And the less attention you pay to them, the more they be on your flock. So
that's
on your job.
facts. That's facts.
That's always gonna be the case, though, right?
And we're gonna bring the ladies up real
Yeah.
soon in a few seconds because I'm telling you right now, I know exactly how it plays out with women that you don't really give that much attention to. It's too damn easy when you don't give them attention. It's too damn easy when you don't give them attention.
Notice he had to say that 3 times, fellas.
She can't help but do it. Like, wait a minute, why ain't you kissing my butt?
It's always gonna be like that, man.
If you
But
ain't
guess
kissing my
what?
butt, that means I gotta get you to kiss my butt because I'm not used to people not kissing my butt.
It's like you become a project.
But that's
Right.
but that's
She would go dry
part
trying to get you to
of.
kiss her butt. Can you please
But
kiss my
guess
butt?
what,
Kiss my
though?
butt, please.
Guess what, though? That's part of the problem and with dating women from the U.S. That's part of the problem right there. You stated what it is, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't have
How
to
is
be
that a
that way.
problem?
Because why should I have to ignore you to be able to for you to focus and try and get and try and be
To be a better
on
person.
to,
To be
yeah,
a better
Why
it
do we
shouldn't it
all
shouldn't
want
be
more than oh
it
wait.
shouldn't be
Why
that
do
way.
all we why do we all, every last man on this panel and every man that's sitting here watching this on this damn channel, you can play that goofy ass game if you want to, you can play that Christian role all you want. But if you had the opportunity to have more than one damn woman, you would do it. Is it possible
Oh, of
that the reason
course.
why they're the way they are is the reason why we're the way we are? Like it's the equivalent to ignoring them, is scratching your head. Is the same way we like, yo, I can get 3 more. I mean, I got enough. I got the bankroll for 3 more. Like I can do 3 more. Is it possible that it's just in their DNA to feel that way?
It could be.
Because they all do it. It's not like it's not just something that just happens with 1 or 2 of them. They all do it.
It's
When they
possible,
get too
man.
much attention, they start looking at you like, ugh. Like they all do it.
hmm
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Because it does seem like the more they got you eating out the palm of their hand, the more interest they lose out of you. Because it's like, I done beat the game. What's next for me now? I need to unlock a new level
But
now.
but here's the question: You guys don't do that.
Guys don't do
Explain
what?
that. Explain that.
This okay? So you might find the girl of your dreams. Once you got her, you might start, not appreciating her as much as when you first really
You,
wanted her, and
you
you
may,
finally got her. Now you're not giving her the same type of energy that you was when you was pursuing her.
but here's the thing,
That
Rick.
sounds the same to me.
But here's the thing. The difference is you're still gonna stick beside her. You're still gonna ride or die. You're still gonna provide for her. What happens is the women, once they lose that interest, they're probably looking for your replacement, and then you
Oh
start
well, that's
losing
a
the
given.
resources.
That's
You start losing the resources because here's the thing. A man could be doing his thing on the side, go home and sleep like a baby. The minute a
that's a
woman who
fact.
is doing her thing, not all women, some women can also do that too. Do that thing on the side, come home and sleep like a baby. They man want it, give it up. But
Very
a good
few, very few. Let's
yeah,
be
a good
clear.
portion of women, once they start seeing somebody else and giving the resources to them, guess who's the one that's gonna start getting less and less nookie and all that? You. You
That's
start
a
losing
fact.
resources. We
But
don't
that's
give up
because they're
resources.
emotionally tied. Men aren't
Yes,
emotionally tied like
we
that.
look at it as you're just a plaything for us. I just need to get a nut, but I'm not giving up my
Yeah,
family. Heck no, you
yeah,
come
that's
secondary
real.
to my family. So that's where the
Facts.
difference is.
That's a big difference. Yeah.
It seemed like the women are ready to go in. What's up,
Oh,
Erica?
yeah.
Hey, Miss Lamb.
Getting their hair ready and everything.
I know it's hard to hold back and not say nothing. Did y'all take notes?
I need to take notes. What no point?
Oh, all right, got you.
All right, so let us have it. Let's hear it. Who's going
Oh,
first?
Hey, Erica,
go?
you go ahead and take it.
I
Yeah,
got
take
you.
it.
All right.
So, look, I'm having passed. Look, going based off the title, y'all got these passports. Y'all looking at these other women. I don't have a problem with it because it's expanding the dating pool. But what I do have a problem with is people will go to these countries. They will badmouth the women that are in the country that they're in. They go to these other countries. They bring these women over, and what do you think they're doing? The same thing that these women are doing. The same exact thing. So
Explain.
I'm not
The same
saying
exact
that.
thing like what?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. The same exact things that I'm saying is they start seeing that American culture. They start dressing like Americans. They start talking like Americans. They start getting
That
with
is a
friends.
problem. That is a problem. I will agree to that. That is a problem.
I'm
A
gonna
big
have
problem.
I'm gonna have to
What's
disagree
that?
with that. I'm gonna have to disagree with that because I know plenty of Nigerians went back home, married a wife, came back. Wife don't do none of that.
And
But it's also
I gotta attest to that too, because I know a lot of Haitian women
Mm-hmm.
who they married and they're still loyal as ever to their men.
They
I'm
don't
not.
give them.
husband.
They don't give them
You,
none of that attitude, none of
so
that back and forth.
so
But
this
this
is
is
what
the
I'll
thing, though.
say. This is what I'll say, right? I could say that the Latin countries, their women will more so do what Erica is saying. And
Yeah.
a lot of the African countries will more so say what you guys are saying.
And
Well,
that's what I was going
will
to say.
do how what you were saying.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. It depends on where these women are coming from, because
Yeah.
you have African women, because the way they were raised, a lot of times they are going to keep with their own kind. So when they come over to the States, a lot of times their husbands will put them in areas where there are other African women that will share that same culture. So they can talk to
Mhm.
them, they could communicate. Because think about it, the biggest thing when you bring somebody over from another country is three things: it's learning the language, it's being the fact that they can't work or do anything for 18 to 24 months, a lot of times, because it's going to take you that long to get your citizenship. Two, well, sorry, that was two. Three, they also have to start making friends. They're going to make friends based off of where you put them. So that's what's going to dictate how they're going to respond.
I got something for you though. Do you think this is the way I look at it? Is it really a case of they get corrupted when they come to US, or is it a case of the women see that this guy went overseas to get a woman, so now I'm trying to sabotage what's going on because I don't like the fact that he went overseas to get another woman where I could have been the one that he looked at? Because let's face it, a lot of the women, they misery loves misery loves company. And when you look at social media and all of this stuff, women that are living hot girl summers, it's like they're trying to recruit other women to be on that same wavelength. So it's like, hey, if I could recruit a woman from overseas and bring them to my side, oh, I'm gonna do it. So they're gonna be in that person's ear, because I guarantee you, if that woman you bring from overseas is around a lot of other married women, you're not gonna get that.
Well, see, and that's what I was going to also tell you too. It depends on where these people are going to. Ricky brought it up earlier. Santana brought it up earlier in the show. He said there's tons of 90 Day Fiance type shows. Guess what? I was a watcher of most of those shows. So, and I liked looking at it on
I
the
see
other
Toya
end. It's
shaking her
like,
head. Yeah, like I watch it too.
well, because that was the thing. It's like when you start going away
That's how
from,
I do my research.
well, and that's what it
I'm
is. It's
sorry.
like y'all know I traveled. So because I used to travel, it's like, you know what? Let me see what they talking about. And that's what it was. You start watching the women from Philippines, because guess what? Rita Don brought that up. What are they going to do? A lot of times they'll come over and they'll already either have friends that are in the States already. So they're trying to link up with their friends from Philippines that came over, or they're using translator apps looking for people in the area that speak their language, because that's another thing too. If you're coming into a place and you don't have too many people speaking your language, you're looking for it. So now it's like, okay, I'm in the States and I'm let's say I'm in Portland, Oregon. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I'm gonna start hitting the chat rooms going, hey, I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I'm from Philippines, and now I'm trying to find me some friends. The problem is you don't always get the pick of the litter with those friends. You're gonna be just happy with anybody who's going to be able to talk to you. Now you're going to the church that they go to, or the community center that they're going to, or you starting to go to those restaurants because you're gonna start looking up, going, hey, are there any Philippine restaurants in the area? Because it's like, yo, I miss home. Now I want the food from them areas. Guess what? That's when you start gravitating to those new people. Those new people, imagine if they're more westernized than you are. You're gonna start picking up those traits. And it's not by default, it's because that's what you see around you. So
Yeah.
hopefully you get somebody that has a really good home upbringing, their culture is still intact, you're good. But if you start getting some of the ones who then converted, oh, it's about to disrupt your whole household.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all talked about so much. I'm trying to catch up on the
Did you take
points I
notes or
wanted.
not?
I did. I took
Okay.
some,
All
and
right.
like y'all started to touch on what I was gonna say. Okay, so I agree with Erica. I don't watch a lot of TV. I like old 60s and 70s shows, but to do my research, I
Black and
do
white
watch a lot of
TV.
these. I have seen these shows, and it does depend on the culture, big
Mhm.
time. And I will agree with Erica where it depends on how long the women of other cultures have been here. Is it what's reverb? No. So yeah, it depends on how long they've been here because I can attest to African women. I can attest to even Haitian women also. Where we are now, closer in the Midwest, I worked at the airport. So I've met and spoken to many Filipino women, many from Thailand, a whole lot from Hawaii, from the Big Island, and women from other cultures. If they pretty much they may travel here, but they're going back home, they are very close knit. They don't play that. They don't even welcome a lot of the women from here and the Western culture into their culture. That's specifically African women too. I know a lot of women from Cameroon, they don't play that. And even from being from the Northeast, they have their own close knit culture. And I've done my research
Mhm.
when it comes to the shows. The gypsy women, depending on the sect of that particular culture, and Hebrew Jewish women, they don't allow women from this country to infiltrate their culture. They don't, and the men don't play that. Who's that new friend of yours? Where's she come from? No, she can't come over for dinner. And they check them out where they're from. They don't play that. So the women here, I guess I wanted to say, let's see, let me get y'all names right. You have the Wraith Dawn and Santana.
Don
Santana
Santana.
said that women. Oh, hold on, I'll go back to actually to Ray the Dawn. You said that the women of other countries show kindness, loyalty, and are caring. And what I found and a similarity with Santana is that the Dominican women or the women of Islander women are kind. They able to show their soft side, and they gave peace of mind. It's like a theme here
Mm-hmm.
It
because the
is a
women
theme.
there, it's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Westernized women, I don't know. My husband knows that. I call them this new age woman like the alien. I don't. It's just
Yeah,
infuriating. It's so frustrating
unfortunately.
because not all women are like that
Space
here,
out.
but it's it's
Yeah,
infuriating because, like you
it's
said, I
sad.
don't know, it was you Ali or you Erica when you're saying that you guys were talking about the social media and how it's been growing and there before. Oh no, Santana, that was you. Before the era of the social media and cell phones and all of that became so prevalent, and then you have these women on social media, and it's not even for the guys most of the time. It's just the women are cat fighting and they're doing all of this to compete with each other and all of this foolishness.
Mhm.
And I find that the women here, and I'm a woman, I'm a black woman. Somebody corrected me, say brown skin. I'm black. Just feel how you feel. You know, said to me that well, this is the brown skin women here, and this is what it is here. The women, I want to ask the question, and then I'm trying to like catch up because it was so much I was already speaking on that I was going to say. The women of the other cultures, like you said, Ray, that they show kindness, even if it's something simple, $1 or whatever it is. It's just appreciation. Do you men feel that? Because I know the answer, but whoever's watching, hopefully women are watching from here and it'll re-air and they'll see it because it's a theme here. In comparison to the women of other cultures versus here, the westernized women are extremely entitled. Is that what you guys think?
Honestly, I won't say all of them, because you do have some women who will appreciate every little gesture you do for them here in America. But I would say a majority of them do feel that they're entitled to getting larger gifts or more expensive gifts, or for you to take care of certain things, like if you're talking to them. I have a cousin. I'm not gonna put his name on the spot, but he was talking to a girl off of social media. They met off of social media, whatever. I think it was Facebook, if I remember clearly. And she wanted for him to pay to get her nails done, and then also pay $150 for the babysitter for that night, and then also pay for dinner. And then on top of that, she wanted him to also pay for food for her to take home.
For
You
the
know what I'm
kids.
saying? For the kids. So it was like, it's
That's
like
a lot of bread, man. That's a
yeah,
lot of bread.
it's like he was like, I'm not even
Date?
for a date.
And this is and on top of that, I guarantee it was the first date.
It's first date. And I was like, he was like,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
no, I'm good. Because it's like,
Yeah.
why you won't, we just met. We just started talking. And I find that a lot of women of this modern generation, they want you to pay for everything when you're trying to court.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a question for you, gentlemen. Because the rule of the thumb that the reason why women set all these things up is because they're like, look, at the end of the day, you want to get in my pants. So if you're going to get in my pants, you're going to have to do X, Y, Z. You're going to have to show that you can basically support me. So here's my question. If it comes to dating and courting and getting to know a woman, and the new standard was we go Dutch until you tell me that you're absolutely interested in being my lady, and I'm totally interested in being your man, now I'm obligated to do those things. And do you think that would lessen the expectation of a man saying, yo, if I go out on this date with this chick, I better get something at the end of the night because I'm putting up all this money? Do you think that would hush that if it's like, yo, we go out to get to know each other and we go Dutch until we cross that bridge?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like that's something that's missing from this time period right now. Because now everything is like literally about the money. It's like, if I'm gonna give you all this money, I might as well give it to you. You might as well sleep with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this point, because I'm pretty much paying you to sleep with me. And then what a lot of men get upset about, because you have some men who will go through that, who will pay for the babysitter, do all of that, pay for dinner, and then at the night they expect some type of sexual intercourse because they've done coughed up all this bread. You know what I'm saying?
And I can't even be mad at them.
Just think of it from a logical standpoint, right?
But not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But then the women get upset when the man is expecting this. They're like, oh nah, this is the first date.
Yeah.
But then you have me paying all this on the first date, and we not even together.
Okay. Okay. You sent mother. Look. Stop it now. Okay. You make us look horrible.
Yes.
As men.
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all men out there.
That's why when we I've bruh, Have you ever been turned down by the woman that you was doing a solid?
Yes.
Yeah.
You scratching your head like, wait, you turned me down? Back up. You turned me down. You turned me. You
And then-
turned me. You sit like I remember the day, baby. I love you. Thank you. Please understand. Listen, love. We was in situations, and situations was about it. So
It was a
just
long time
understand.
ago, long
It was
time ago.
I'm sitting at the bar. I swear, for I gotta put you on. I gotta put myself on the big screen. Hold on, because y'all need to see this shit. Look. God damn it. Wait, I'm not even there yet. Hold on. Boom. Because I've been letting y'all talk. Listen, I'm sitting here at the bar and I'm talking to this girl. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. Let me throw it. I got at least so I was with my boy. We didn't bar hop like a couple, 3 times and stuff like that. So it's at the end of the night. So you like, all right, cool. I threw this woman a major bone. Like, bloop, 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 bloop. She said I'm too cute for her. What? I sat there and her daughter was right there. Her daughter. Do you understand the level of woman that I'm talking about when I say her daughter was right with her? Her daughter. She pushed this woman out and decided, hey, listen, we're gonna go to drinks together. That woman. I'm sitting here looking at this like. I sat there and they was already having a conversation and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get past what you just said to me. Can you please explain to me? Did you just say I'm too cute for you? Well, yeah, I mean, cute boy, and I mean, she went down the list of reasons why I couldn't get no play. And I'm sitting here like, but I'm throwing you a bone here. Like, this is wow, the level of narcissisty that black women have is insanely. It's insane. I'm telling you. I remember there was I don't know if she was Russian or whatever. She was definitely in that hemisphere, and by golly, she had the body for it. And I'm sitting here looking at this woman like, you are so freaking gorgeous. The toes with the nylon stockings and the mini skirt, and she was just tall and skinny, and everything was working beautiful. It smelled good, all that good stuff. I turned that down because she was an idiot. She talked too damn much.
Yeah.
And fast forward,
That's a big problem.
I'm in a bar talking to a woman way past her prime. I mean, it's gone. Giving her a bone, and she's telling me no. Do you understand, ladies? Do you understand the level of confusion that is? Because when you got a man going overseas and he see all these beautiful women campaigning for the freaking spot, and he come back home and he's got to freaking damn near wrestle you to the ground just to get you to say, okay, here's my number. Like, what? Ladies, speak on that.
Oh, I understand it. I have friends that are pushing the end of the road, as I'm gonna call it, because I don't know what else to say. You're
The end of the road.
well, because
Yeah.
think about it. The reason I'm saying end of the road is you at the point now where you wanted kids, you may or may not have them at this point. You at the end of the road. You pushing almost menopause age. So you decided for yourself that everybody else in the beginning wasn't good enough. Now I'm throw something that Crafty Nana said. You looking for scraps at this point. Because that's basically what it is. It's
That's
That's the
reality.
reality.
whoever going to
That's
give
the
me play at
reality.
this
Yep.
point.
Because the young biddies is gonna take precedent.
Of
That's
course.
for sure.
But it's not even that though. It's like you did all of the stuff that you wanted to do. And now it's, oh, maybe I could be a wife. Maybe I could have some kids. No, that
But you
was
do
an
realize
afterthought.
that that's American culture. That's American women's mindset, right?
It is,
So
but the
priority
problem
is gonna
is
be careers. Priority is gonna be this, that, and the third over
correct.
getting a
But the
family
issue is
situated. You know what I mean?
who's
That's
telling them
bad.
this? Like, think about it. Who's really telling
That's
them
great.
that
That's a great
this is
question.
it? It's the women around them. It's the
Boom.
magazines that they're reading. Because think about
Cosmopolitan.
it. if you were
Yep.
getting out of high school, 17, 18, and going to college, and you finished your stuff on time, think about it. You could test. You used to work in the education system. If they would have got their stuff
Yep.
done in them 4 years, you still got all of your prime left. Think about it. You're
Yep.
talking between 21 and 22. You graduate college if you're graduating on time. That gives you your whole life
Yeah.
ahead of you. But guess what?
Yep.
They're not graduating on time. They're entering the workforce at 18. They decide at 25 they want to go to school. Now you're 30, 35 graduating school. And then it's, did you focus on everything else or did you just focus on school? Because think about it. We did a whole conversation about this. Women
Yep.
multitask what they want to multitask. You could have a family. You could have a husband.
Hell
You could
yeah.
have kids and go
1000%.
to school and do everything else that you want to do. But you
Mhm.
also got to look at, is it worth your time? Is it worth the amount of money that you're going to make at that time? Because think
Here-
about it. People go, they want this career, but realistically, is your career really doing anything? Because
Here's my-
think about it. COVID hit and everybody's career went in a handbasket.
We're gonna go
If
to
you weren't
Latoya
working
real
home.
quick.
Okay.
Now hold.
Yeah.
I mean, hold that. All right.
Mhm.
Hey Wally,
Yeah,
if I
so-
send you this video, would you be able to play it? Or Gary?
Yeah.
Send it in the private
Alright.
chat. I got you.
Send it in the private chat.
Alright.
You on your
No, I
phone?
was waiting for Erica to finish.
I'm on
it,
my
because
phone.
You
Just
right.
email it to me.
Alright, I got you.
But think about it. That's realistically where it comes from. Like the books tell you this is what they want you to do, but people aren't doing it when they're supposed to. If you're moving your timeline, and yes, I'm not giving away graduating at 30, I'm not giving away graduating at 50. But what I am doing is saying you have to prioritize your life too. If you can't prioritize everything that's around you, then it doesn't make any sense. Because yes, career is great for the ones that want it. I was a career woman. That's what I wanted. But I also had a family at home, and I never told anybody different.
I got a question for you when it comes to career women, because I hear a lot of, because I look at our white counterparts and they're able to go to school and at the same time build a relationship, get married, yada yada, have a family and work on their degree. I hear when it comes to the black community that black women say you can't focus on both, right? So if you're telling me you can't focus on both and you're going to work on your career, that's fine and dandy. But my thing is, if you're working on your career and focusing on that, and you're still not finishing on time because you're supposed to be focusing on your career, then what are we doing here? Because now you're moving closer and closer to, as the late great Kevin Samuels would say, you're moving into the danger zone. So what are we doing here? If you can't, like, why not focus on both? Because clearly, if you can't finish on time without focusing on both, then what are we doing here?
You know, I gotta interject on you, Wally, for a second,
Uh-huh.
because you gotta understand, and the black society, the black culture right now that's going on, we don't have the super support system that most white families have. Most white families, their parents are working jobs that's making over 80 grand or more. Let's be honest.
That's
A majority of white families. So they can rely on their parents. Our parents, I don't know. Everybody's parents' situation is different. Some people don't even have parents.
Yeah,
gotta
we're gonna have
remember
to work on that, and we're gonna have to listen. I'm with you on that, because I've spoke about this many times. Is we have to stop with that foolishness, right? We really do, but that's up to the men to do that. Ain't no woman gonna take that spot. Sorry, you can say whatever the hell you want. Ain't no woman taking that spot. If you don't do it yourself and you don't make that work as a man, it's not going to get done. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to spread that. Like, look, nah, you got to take care of your responsibilities, and you got to make sure that that responsibility can take care of theirs. Period. That's your job as a man. I don't give a shit how much work you got to go through. That's what you got to do before you die. This is where a lot of women, I'm on a side, because we ain't doing our job as men. So you sit there and you say that shit, and I'm like, well, yo, man, what you did? She did that, and she made it hard. Did you screw the woman? Did you have a kid with the woman? Or you're a dad? Would you? Okay, there's nothing else to discuss.
But here's let me give you pushback on it, right? On what you said too, right?
Mhm.
We say we don't have support system, right? But if you get with the dude that is that leader and doing what he's supposed to do, doesn't that kind of help you with the financial burden? So now that that man is able to back you to help you achieve the goal that you're trying to get to as far as getting the degree, so maybe you don't have to work that part-time job and you can focus on studying and all of that stuff.
In
Uh,
So
theory,
uh,
I want to agree with you. It sounds great. It's a
but I'm gonna be
great
honest.
thing.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Mm, It's a magical theory right now. That what you just stated. I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you look at the ratio going on right now, that's not happening. You have a
but
lot of men out here who get with these women. They be like, "Oh yeah, I want a family." Woman has a kid, and then they just go out about do their own thing, and now the woman's stuck with the kid.
but that's a failure on us, the men.
Let the
Yeah,
woman,
that
let the female,
Go
let
ahead.
the lovely
Yeah.
lamb speak.
Go ahead, Miss Lamb.
Okay, it's all good. It's a great conversation. It's all good. Um, I was just saying that women he- here, not all, but a good majority are selfish, entitled, very arrogant, and across the board, you're not gonna. No one's gonna make anybody do anything. If that woman decides this what she want to do, she's gonna do it, no matter what the man said, no matter how much support he's giving, even if she had a family that was able to support her. These hot girl summer, this mess that's out. We talk about it a lot. It's like check your surroundings, check who you listening to. Watch your diet. Everybody you listening to, and watch what their life looks like, what makes them a candidate to speak to you. Is their life looking like what you want your life to look like in the next 10 years? If they all single and y'all all out and everybody has kids, like why we all out here, we have kids at home like every once in a blue moon, but why aren't you listening to women that are telling you go home, do something else with your life so that you can still be a candidate and it won't be the end of the road? These women are going to do what they want, and you can't tell them nothing. This alien of a woman coming up now, you can't tell them nothing. Not here.
That's a fact.
You can't tell them. You can't tell them.
No, you can't. Sadly.
But and then to piggyback off of what you're saying too, you also have to think about it. They see the structure of their parents. They see all of that, and then they come to the fact that they don't want that either. So you're telling me you came from a two-parent household who figured out how to make it work in some cases, and I'm not saying all, but you got women who don't want to date people in the same field as their dad. That is a problem to me. But that was what raised you, because they feel more
See,
entitled and like spoiled brats.
You was
Because I
about to
do
say
feel like
Definitely entitled.
we're breeding a culture of this modern woman, and they're not looking at the ramifications of this stuff. They're not looking at, hey, every other culture is winning except for you. You telling every other culture they're holding you down, but it's you holding your own self down, because you're not listening to other people. You're not seeing the own downfall. You don't see it until it's too late. And it's like, dag, I wish I would have. No, the shoulda, coulda, would is you could have made better choices in the beginning. But you had to
see,
go
here's
through
the
all of them
thing.
life lessons to get to there.
what was you about to say, Santana?
Th- This is one of the things that I like to say is that now we're in the Cardi B era, the Meg Thee Stallion needs the you know the cash dolls, the lyrics basically doesn't they don't champion a woman that's to be a wife or to be a girlfriend, right? They don't champion that. It's, oh, get them for their bread, right? Basically, it's like Little Kim and Foxy Brown times 100 now. Before there was five female rappers, now there's 100 of them, right? But but with social media and the internet, it makes it it's thousandfold. So like they don't have the they don't have anybody teaching them how to be a wife, right?
Here,
Or how to
here,
be a girlfriend.
here's the problem I have with that, Santana. These same fans will see on social media Cardi B don't let her kids listen to the music that she pumps out there. These same
Mm,
fans will know that Offset recorded her cooking and cleaning and was like, "Yeah, you lying in your songs or whatever." So
that's a
they
fact.
know this. Like
Yep.
the whole Kiki Palmer situation where her baby father was like, "Yo, why are you dressed out like this during an Usher concert, whatever, with your cheeks all out and you're a mom?" And
Mm,
Black Twitter crucified him for saying, "Yo, this is not how I want my lady outside."
hmm
So it's like these women know what it takes to be a wife or to do XYZ, but they're choosing not to because Cardi B said on many
That's right.
times, like, yo, I believe she said at one point, but she took the tweet down that her fans are stupid. Literally said they're stupid.
And I believe that because the women take the bait
Yes.
and they believe
That's
the
wild.
lie, because most women, a whole lot here, just tell them sweet little lies. You know it's a lie. They want the delusion.
Yeah,
They want you to keep
they do.
feeding this nonsense, feeding the persona. They know.
Let,
And
let me
again, and nobody's gonna make them do anything else until they get good and ready or until it's too late.
let me ask
Which
let
is
me ask
crazy
let
because
me
all
ask
the women that they idolize in these songs and
mhm.
videos, they all have dudes.
Yes.
Because think
Yes.
about it, it's for entertainment purposes. It's like,
Yes.
hey, my
That's it.
persona is making me money. What am I going to do? I'm going to keep going and keep going because the more I put out there, the more money you're going to bring in to support this family. Because think
It's
about it.
crazy.
When Cardi was in the clubs, she was getting localized money. But when she became mainstream, what she went on to the show, Love and Hip Hop, and then after that, it was like you started dating Offset, and then you started becoming a bigger figure than him at that point. It's
Let me
like,
ask
okay, well, what do I have to
Yeah.
keep doing to feed this beast? Because realistically, that's what she was doing. But think about on the ends of some of these other ones, they got all of this filler and these builder bodies, and now you're gonna go take them out. I couldn't tell you who the one girl is that took her fillers out a couple months back. I walk past her on the street, I wouldn't even know. What was it?
Oh,
China
Black
Doll?
China.
One of them
Black
girls,
China.
Black China.
Yeah, Black
I
China.
I couldn't even told you, but to be honest, I don't pay attention enough to even know who these people are. I'm at home. I'm raising these kids. I ain't paying attention to these women.
let me
I'm
ask
not.
let me ask a question because I think I might have asked this before too. Are we the problem in society? Because when you look at these what's that chick's name? Hernandez,
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Hernandez. When you look at her, when you look at the Krishan Rocks, when you look at these women, the more ratchet stuff they do, the more negative they act, the more their pockets get fatter. So women look at this and see the negativity, and it's like, oh my God, they made more money. And then when these women turn
Mm,
around and do the most outlandish thing on social media, they're getting bank from it, this, that, and the third. It's like you become relevant the more negative you are.
But
So
think
if
about
you
who
get,
is
but let me continue. The more negative you are, the more publicity you get. But then when you get to the point of no return, where it's like, you know what? I can't follow you no more. You reach the breaking point. By then, you already conditioned this person to be a certain way, and that's how they naturally are. So it's like the point of no return is pretty much gone because you incentivize these women to continue to act this way. So is that a problem of us as a society or that individual?
it's a society issue. And the reason it's a society issue is because we accept it. When you accept it and you and allow it, that means it's going to get worse. The problem is there's not enough people telling them, hey, straighten up, get it together, stop doing this. Because the thing is, they're influencing the next generation. Think about who their fan base is. These girls probably 30, pushing 40 years old. You're not gravitating to a 30, 40-year-old. You're gravitating to that 18 to 20, I'm going to say 29 category. Because think about it. They're the ones that are still going into the clubs. They're the ones that's paying attention to their TV shows. They're the ones that's paying attention to their social media. I don't subscribe to none of them people. That's not stuff that I need to see. I don't need you dressed half naked, twerking on my screen. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm not giving you that extra view. So if you're talking, I'm not doing it, who do you think is doing it? Because they're still getting millions and millions of views.
I got a
And
question.
it's not people giving them backlash in the comments.
I got a question for you, Ray.
Mm.
We all know the music, Cardi B's, the Meg The Stallion, all of these women. I forgot what the name of the woman, the song Pound Town or whatever.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red, yeah.
I'm sorry, that song is cheeks to me, but it's getting spin. Like the way she rap is like, that's not rap to me. It sucks, but maybe because I used to rap or whatever, I'm not entertained by it. But okay, here's my question. Women overseas or other ethnicities, they do run into this music and stuff, right? And they do bounce to this music. To you, does it seem like they listen to this music and just take it as entertainment and continue about their life of still being more feminine, so to speak? Or do you see them act upon this, the song lyrics?
That's a great question.
I'm be honest with you. You got a percentage that they listen to the song and they do act upon it. And then you got a percentage that they just see it as music. It's just something good to listen to.
Which one's the bigger percentage in your perspective, in your mind?
I gotta say it's on the borderline. It depends where you go.
Okay.
It depends where you go. Because if you think about it, if I go to the Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because the Philippines have their own rappers and stuff and singers and stuff. If I go to the Philippines, the Philippine rappers, they saying the same thing the American rappers say about bitches and whores and all this stuff. You have a lot of women out there who will bump to the music, but they won't. It's just like when they go to the club or just when they go in to work out or something. But if I go to prime example, if I go to Tokyo, if I go to Japan, Tokyo is diverse. Tokyo has a lot of different ethnicities there. Currently, you'll find a lot of women act like how these rappers will portray themselves to be. So it all depends on where you go.
Okay.
You also have to think about it too, the fashion and some of the bigger places. So like the Tokyos of the world are going to try to be a fashion house like the New Yorks and Paris. So you'll see where their music, their clothing comes out in their culture. When you start looking at Philippines, because look, Philippines to me, yes, it's a country. They have their resources, but it's not on the same level. So because it's not on the same level, you're going to have a selected few because the income disparity is great. You got the ones that are going to be rich. They're going to do whatever rich people do. You got the ones that are poverty line. They're the ones that's just trying to make ends meet. They're not doing it as fluent. They're just not doing it. That's not something that's in the markets or being made, or they're making the stuff to be able to sell it for a larger profit to some of these other countries. So they're not wearing it as much. You also have to think about it, even with like I travel. So even when I went to Jamaica, they have their own music. So the music's going to be the same. The clothing is the same. Like they will dress around skippy. It's more accepted because you're in a hotter environment for them to wear that type of clothing. But you have to think about it. The women in some of these other cultures, it's the culture. It's the way their upbringing. It's the family structure. That stuff is what's really different than the ones that are in the US currently. Because
like that's
think about it. Their families are going to shun them if they're going too far to the extreme. You don't have the same kind of shunning over here at this point. It's like, okay, you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
That's the point. Because here, it's like free for all, and this Martian of women that's coming out now, it's just they are multiplying because they're repeating the same jargon and they're listening to the same stuff and all of that. And in other cultures and in other countries, they might listen to it, but they're not bringing that mess home. It does not fly. There's more accountability. And because their social structure and their family background is so grounded and so rooted, even if they live here or they came here, there's certain cultures, it does not matter what they doing outside. When you come in our house, African families, Jewish families, even some islander families, it doesn't matter what they're doing. They're still so closely knit and they have respect and honor for their family structure and their culture. It does not fly. It's for the most part is westernized women that is like do whatever they want and dare you to say something about it and hold them accountable for their foolishness. No.
So here's my question to the panel, because at the end of the day, I want us to be more united, so to speak. You shouldn't have to go fly over, 2,000, 3,000 miles or whatever just to find, someone compatible to you. So I guess my question is, what do we do from here? Because here's the thing. As men, we're supposed to be leaders, right? And I get the whole thing where it's like, well, these women don't want to be led, so to speak. And I don't believe that's the case. The reason why I don't believe that's the case, because as a leader, if you're delivering or conveying your message in the right way to that person will lead. So, do you think it's a case of we need to be stronger as men as far as leading goes, or what? Or do you feel like just these women, like there's no hope? Because you can see some of the women who you be like that, like for instance, Cardi B. She was out in the club doing XYZ, but Offset seemed to have been a leader to get to marry her, and she don't bring that mess home outside of her entertainment life and stuff like this. So does that speak again? Does that speak that we're bad leaders as men, or that's just throw it up to the women, like they just can't be led, these new breed of women? Like, what are your guys' take on it?
I'm gonna say it's not a case of who's leading who. It's a case of we're missing that traditional values that we had before.
But
I
don't,
mean,
when it comes to this traditional values, the man is the head of the house, which makes him the leader.
yes, in the old traditional value, but nowadays, even if you are an aggressive or a dominant man, prime example, if you're a dominant leader,
Hmm.
and you'd be like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna take care of the house bills. I got everything. This is just what I need you to do. A lot of women don't want to hear that. A lot of women would be like, you know what? Well, this is what I want to do. A lot of women have the mindset of, you know what? Just because you're a dude, why should I listen to you?
I'm gonna give you a rebuttal on that. So what I will say is people need to start communicating more with each other. So
Hmm.
if you're out there and you're on the dating scene and you're looking for somebody to date, those are questions that you have to know up front.
Mhm.
What are things that you see in the next year? What's your 5-year plan? Because my thing is, if they don't know what they want, they need to figure that part out first. Because you have too many people who want to be a wife, but don't know what a wife is or
And
don't
and
know what that role entails. It's
and
not an easy job.
exactly. And I feel like us as men, we when we are courting a woman, we don't sit down and we don't ask those questions sometimes. Because we just look sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes we just look and be like, oh my gosh, she looks really good, or she look amazing, or her body nice, you know what I'm saying? And we fall short instead of asking, you know what, where you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want kids? If they have kids already, do you want more kids? Do you want to plan to get a house in the future? Like, what are your goals for the future? You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times we men, we dropped the ball on that. I'm not gonna hold you.
I know a lot of people are going to probably hate what I'm going to say, but I honestly feel if you're a man without kids or you're a woman without kids, dating a person with kids, you should not tolerate. You shouldn't take it. You should put those people in a box and make some kind of accountability because it'll make the person think twice. Maybe I shouldn't have a kid out of marriage because right now there's no accountability. And what that's doing is breeding more kids. And if that parent feels some type of way or they're angry at life or the baby daddy or whatever the case may be, they're going to bestow that way of thinking to that child. So when that child go up, guess what? They're going to infect everybody in their circle. So if that person has a child, you don't have a child, leave them alone. You go play your ball here, I go play with my ball there, put them in a box, let them deal with each other. That's where I stand on that. What's your takes on what's you guys take on it?
That was my same logic when I was dating. I dated one person with a kid, and it rubbed me the wrong way. It did, because to be honest, I didn't know that for me, the kid, like, it's like, oh, if something happened with the kid, I'm like, okay, come on, let's go. Because in my head, it's if we're dating and you have a kid, you need to be introducing and keeping it moving. If you're trying to have a long relationship, if I'm dating with a purpose and I'm dating to be married, then that means you need to include everything. I need to know the ins and outs, because if I don't, it gets touchy going forward. For me, it was, hey, this kid got sick, got rushed to the hospital. We out on a date. I'm the one that's driving. I'm like, okay, let me drive you to the hospital. Would have got there faster. I ended up dropping this person off at their home, and I caught the next thing back to Jersey, because at that time I was dating somebody in New York. I'll never forget it. I never went back over there.
And you know what's one of the worst things too is if you're dating the person with the kid and you get attached to that kid.
Oh, I was attached.
Y'all go separate ways, and now all ties to that child is severed because that person is bitter for whatever reason.
But
All of that is a messy situation.
But
Yeah.
see,
And
and that
you
was
don't-
the thing,
and you
though.
don't
I just spent my
understand the
money, my
psyche.
resources.
But it gets deeper than that. You don't understand the psyche that it put on that child to have that attachment and lose it. Now that's going to make them grow up saying, hey, you know what? It doesn't make sense to get attached to things because at a drop of a dime, it can be taken from me. So now if you hold on to that and bottle that inside, that's going to reflect on your relationships going forward.
Correct.
It has everything to do with when it comes to this dating people, the children, and then I'm gonna get to your original question, Wally.
Yeah.
That's off the table. I have to agree with you. I think that is dangerous and it's irresponsible. At the end of the day, you had this child, you made your choice. We talk about this at length. That was your choice. And so because of your choice, that, so to speak, is your life sentence. Look at it that way. That child's going to have to come first, and you have to deal with whatever happens, whether it be you be off the market because you made your choice with your child. Why are you introducing people to your child? That's off the table. That child should never even know you were dating. It's just off the table. But when you ask the question about the men,
Let me ask you this, Toya.
it's okay.
Do you think in a case like that, right? If you're like dating is off the table, do you think that will make the chances of that woman and the kid's child actually working to make things better and raise the child, not in a 2-parent home per se, but at least both parents are ingratiated in that child's life?
Yeah.
Do you think that will play a
I
major
know.
role?
Yeah, I know quite a few people who it didn't work out. They were better off just as friends. They co-parent. They do well with co-parenting because now it's not about you. It's not you, what you want. You want to be happy. Oh, why can't I be happy? No, you need to be happy being a parent.
Gotcha.
You need to parent your child.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both made this child. Your life, what you wanted, how you feel about it, that's way back there. It's your child because you made your choice. Whatever the situation, maybe the person left, or maybe you was your hot girl summer, or your dude out here doing your thing, and here came a baby. Regardless of it, the child is here. All that other stuff is out the window. You date, if you do date, that child should never even know where you went. That person should never be meeting your child. I mean, it's a few and far in between, and it's like a miracle for those that are able to find someone to accept that. But people don't have to accept that just because you have a child. That's that's a touchy topic right there for me.
One more question before you go on.
Okay.
I know I'm flooding you with questions. I know where you're gonna go, Ray. That's why I'm gonna say this. I know exactly where you're gonna go. I think I know where you're gonna go. Here's the question for you, Toya.
Okay.
Because I believe if you have kids, you should date people that have kids as well.
If that's the case.
Because it gives that person something like it grows an attachment from that person to your child, you an attachment to that person with their child, and it makes it that much closer and harder.
I think that I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you because that is a whole subculture with itself now.
Okay.
You can't be taking people off the market that don't have no children. That's selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're gonna date, I still, as a mom, you ain't meeting my kids. What you talking about? This way down the line.
Yeah.
Well,
like
and
you
I'm
don't
okay
know.
with you with
You
that.
vet
Like,
these people.
Erica, I just gotta
if you done
ask.
dated for a year, yes.
Erica, hold on to that thought. Ray, did I get in the area you was about to tackle?
No. Actually, you mentioned something good, but not the area I wanted to tackle.
Okay.
What I wanted to say, like, I agree with you guys. Okay, your kids shouldn't meet somebody unless they're serious with you, right? That's a given. But I don't believe you should restrain it just to someone who also has kids. You know why? Because you have some people out there who don't want to make kids of their own, but they want to have that family life. They want
a family.
I could give
like
you
I said,
that.
it has to be special. It's a miracle. It has to be something
niche.
special.
A niche.
Mm-hmm.
A niche.
Yeah, it has to be.
Got you. All right. Sorry I had to interject, Toya, with the
It's
question,
okay.
but go ahead with your second part you was gonna say as far as answering the question that I posed with the fixing, how do we go about fixing this?
Oh. And Ray, before I start, Ray the Don.
Yeah.
Did you finish your thought?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your question was like, is it fall on the shoulders of the man?
Okay.
Is it the man's fault and his leadership, or is it that there's no hope there? I think for some people it's no hope. I think for some women, just no, because you're not going to change their minds. We've spoken to so many women. The clapback lately. You can't tell them nothing. They're right. And this is me. I don't play with my peace. You will sit there and fight with yourself until you pass out. I am not arguing with you because you're at war with you. I'm not fighting with you. Feel how you feel. Have it all. A lot of women today is just, you cannot work with that, especially Western women. It's off the table. That's one thing. I think that a good majority is the end of the road, like you said, Erica. It's just, listen, you're phased out, you are marketed out. That's it for a lot. The ones that have a chance, I think that it has everything to do with self, because that man can be a leader, but just like a woman is a real woman. But if that man is not a man that she's able to follow, does that mean that she's not a real woman? That man can still be a leader, but she has to want to follow. She has to want to comply. She has to feel that he has the leadership potential that she can follow. And aside from all of that, I think it has to do with trust. The women of today, these Martians walking around here. It's like you got to do so much. I've seen men; they got to do so much. Ray, the Don, this scenario you gave, I've heard of it. Like, this is a date. I just met you. Why am I buying you anything? It's asinine.
It's just
So
getting to
this
know
women have, yeah, they have to get to the point of like real and deal with yourself really, and deal with your, you know, your garbage and all the stuff that we got to deal with ourselves, and then be realistic with yourself to say, are you a candidate? Do you have what it takes in comparison with you and these women of other countries that are also compliant and ready to be just so accommodating to the men of our country? I think it has everything to do with the individual. And I think that a good majority of the women here is time out. So sorry. That's my opinion.
Got you. Who's gonna take the panel next? Erica P or Santana?
I'm like, I
Don't
agree
be
with most.
bashful now. I
I'm
think
gonna
you
say I
muted,
agree
Santana.
with.
Santana, you muted Santana.
We
Yeah.
can't hear you.
You might.
All right. Erica P, take the floor. We'll wait
I'm-
till Santana get
I
his
was about to say, for me, I'm in agreement with most of it. I feel like as a society, we need to start teaching our women how to be women, because that's the only way it's going to change. You have more than enough people to date wherever you want to date them. I don't care where you date them, but I do want everybody to have the same traditions, the values, like that stuff. You know, you need to be a quality person. Like, I need to just not be just looking at your assets. Like, I need you to show, are you caring? Are you compassionate? Think about it. Those were the biggest things that they brought up. The appreciation. Like, these are things that the guys are looking for. But if the women are not showing that they have these traits, they're going to look for them anyway. So it's like, okay, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to figure out how. So if you don't have that mom structure, go talk to grandma. Go talk to the women in the church. Go talk to the women in the community. Like, you can find examples. You find examples for anything else. You done went online and figured out the Cardi B's of the world. Why you can't go online and find other married women trying to teach people, hey, all you gotta do is be open and susceptible to it.
Mhm.
When somebody say hi to you, how about you respond back? You know how many times I'm in a store and randomly strike up conversations? It's not intentional. It just happens. It do. It could be the littlest thing. I'm at Walmart. I think I went to go return something, and the lady at the counter is talking to me. Okay, I'm gonna have this conversation with you too, and make your day go by a little bit faster. Put a smile on my face, and I'm happy walking out the door. You ain't gotta be angry and mean every time somebody talks to you. You don't have to think, hey, does this person have motives? Because that's not everywhere. But I do find when I was living in North Jersey, it was more common. Going into a place in New York, it was more common. You start going to other states, the women are not like that. So I'm like, can I get some Southern hospitality in the North? Because I know when I'm down South, I get a different breed of Black women. I get a different breed of Spanish women. I get a different breed of white women. So if I get a different breed, just the difference of being up north to down south, you know it's going to be different all over. Cali got different breeds of women than over here. And the problem is people are dating what's around them. So if the people
Yeah.
around them are sucky, what do you think is going to happen? The guys are going to start moving further and further out. That's the logical thing, because obviously these people want to be married and have families. Because guess what? If you not getting married and having these families, what do you think is going to happen? Population is going to die off at the end of the day.
Extinction for us.
But I feel like it's extinction more for one culture over others, because they put in Western women in a box to themselves. So all of the other cultures is going to win. If they're telling you we don't like how this next generation's coming up.
I do think though another thing too is the way women, the women in the U.S. badmouth the men also play a role too, because they won't. It's not, hey, the men I came across are crap. It's all men are crap. So
Correct.
we're putting each other in a box. So let's just square that away. But
So my thing is to go off of that too. Passport bros and passport sis. I need y'all to be just as open when you over in these other countries on vacation chilling. I need you to do that at home too. Because my thing is people are
I
more
agree.
open when they're more relaxed. If you're on vacation, you're more relaxed, you're more susceptible to talking to people. So how about you start doing it at home too? And maybe you'll start getting a different breed of person.
I like that. Go ahead, Santana. The floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, no, those are great points, Erica P. I like that. We need to make that more of a staple. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Walls P, did you check your email? I sent you
Oh
two
yeah, let
videos
me
that I
check
wanted to
that.
make sure. Yeah, I sent you two videos I wanted to make sure got played so this way, because these is two important things that plays a part in a lot of what's going on, and also I think like uh, if there was more people that was willing to be open minded, like Erica, you made a great point. Southern hospitality plays a big part. I definitely, when I was living in the South, I definitely experienced just people just being warm and welcoming. When you live in the Northeast, a lot of people is cold and bitter and just not pleasant. And
Mhm.
chances are, if you're in America, you're working a lot, right? So when you're working a lot, it's probably harder to be um, as open and relaxed, like you said. So maybe people do need to take more vacations, and sometimes people take vacation, but they work in their other job when they're supposed to be. You got
Mm,
two jobs, you're on vacation from one, but you're taking up more hours at the second one. So it really doesn't make sense. Why did you take off the first job in the first place, right? So it's like you said, a lot of people aren't relaxing. They're not just doing the little things, but when it comes to dating, like even nowadays, you can say that there isn't enough people that can appreciate you going on an ice cream date with them or coffee, just to go have coffee. Now you gotta spend a lot of money on these ladies in order to even have a good time, right? I mean, some people don't know how to even be creative enough to have a date without having to spend a lot of money. So, maybe a part of it comes from ladies that are used to guys, the dope boys or the whatever the case is, spending a lot of money on them. So maybe spoiled by that, but that's still not an excuse because it's like, where's their morals? Where's their values? Who raised you? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
yeah.
It's like, you know, they was raised by the tablets and the TVs and the cell phones, and that's why they're trash in the dating pool. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough mothers and fathers. Like the parents from our generation failed us, and we failed the generation after us because we didn't teach them properly as well, right? So it's like it's just getting worse and worse as time passes. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it has to do with the home being broken up from, you know, even if you had to be on welfare, you couldn't have a man home in order to obtain welfare, right? So like that hurt the black family, right? So, um, but at some point, you got to figure out how to rebuild the black family, right? To make things better. Um, but I know one thing as far as me, like as far as ladies in the dating pool, I always tell my lady friends like, hey, if it's not working out for you, open up your horizons and open up your dating pool to other options, either dating outside of your race, dating outside the country, nothing wrong with it. Um, but be open to not only dating that thug or that, popular guy. Maybe you need a nerd, right? Um, but not everybody is open to being open-minded and willing to do that, right? Um, See, for me, it's hard for me to date a nerd because I like to go out and stuff, and I don't know nerds that like to go out, right? So if I find if when I was single and I was looking for a chick that was a nerdy chick, but I need that balance. I need a chick that's balanced, right? I like somebody that's, into learning things and also like to go out and experience things. A lot of nerds are homebodies, and that ain't gonna work for me because I'm not a homebody, So, I mean, I don't know if, typically when you're outside the.
Here's a
Mhm.
question for you, because we all know in life nothing's perfect. So which one do you value more?
What, going out
Or the
or.
nerdy chick that's willing to learn.
Man,
Mm.
that's hard.
Because in life,
That's hard.
sometimes you got to pick and choose your battle. Because
That is a
You
great
gotta pick and
question.
choose.
yeah, it's always gonna be that way. You're not gonna get everything the way you want. So
Yeah,
you
you're
got to
not.
sacrifice. Sacrifice got to come with it, brother.
What y'all said was that in the beginning, it's the quiet ones who tend to stay married, and it's the loud ones who there's no longevity. They might have this big wedding and they're divorced within a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on what you're looking for.
That
Yeah.
When
that's a
reality
great
got
point.
you, he said, "Pick the nerd, bro. Pick the
Pick the
nerd."
nerd. Yeah, I need to pick the nerd, right? And you know what? It's funny. It's funny that y'all say that because when I go out, I don't go out with the intentions of picking up women. That's never been my thing, right? And when I have gone out and met women, it's rare, very rare in my lifetime that I meet somebody from the club that something good materialized out of it or something fruitful materialized out of it,
Because
right?
most
Very
fruitfulness
rare,
is not
very
up in the
rare.
club. You ain't gonna find her there
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah,
part.
yeah, right.
I got the
You know,
videos queued
So
so
up.
Wally,
So
you got two
so
videos.
maybe I
Which one
need.
you want
So
to?
the nerd would have been
the,
it.
the one that's showing the
Yeah, I think the
cleavage.
nerd will be one. Yeah, that the nerd because
Yep.
I listen. Let me tell you something about nerds. They tend to be very different behind
Yeah.
closed doors.
Yes.
Mm,
You-
But
They
you
go.
also have
yeah,
to think
yeah.
about it too. A lot of times they
Oh my
will
God.
work with you and take on your interest if that's
Oh,
something that you really want.
listen.
They
Is this
will.
what she will listen? The nerd would say something to the effect, "Is this what you want?"
Yo, this is all I gotta say. Y'all all seen American Pie, the chick. I remember this one time at band camp.
No, I'm talking about older. I'm talking about way back. I'm talking about when you meet her and you see her and she's got the book in her hand and she got the big ass glasses and got the bun behind here. She got the flowery dress and stuff like that. And she looking all innocent, like you want to come to
Yeah.
my place. Okay. I think that's a good idea. And then you walk in and she in vinyl and she got the whip and the hair's out. And she's like, "What do you say, slave?"
Yeah.
And you like, "Oh shit, that nerd." You'll fall in love with that nerd.
Pretty
'Cause
much.
nobody knows who she really is but you. Oh,
Yes,
Don't
sir.
judge a
Right.
book by its
Yes, sir.
cover.
Yes,
You
sir.
never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I left the
Amen
one
to that.
video up. I'll post the video. I'll post it after you play this one.
which one?
I remember I had two. I took the one down so you could play this one first.
Okay.
A bitch, and she's not hyped or drooling all over you, get you another bitch. Either she doesn't see your value, or she sees your value but she's ungrateful and she thinks that whatever you're doing for her, she deserves it. You might think that she's a good girl, but just the fact that she doesn't appreciate what you're doing for her makes her trash. You gotta tell her about herself and see if she's willing to listen and work on it. And if she's not, she gotta go. I'd be drooling over my man like, yes, baby. I see your hard work. I see your vision. I fuck with you. We're gonna make this happen. All of that shit. When we go places, I let people know, yes, he's mine, and he does this, and this. What do you need? How can we help you? If you're a bitch and proud of you and proud of being with you like she won the lottery, drop her. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, no, we gotta work it out. And no, we're not working that out. We out. We'll find somebody better.
I want to say something real quick. Did y'all catch that? Did she say we gotta find somebody better?
Yep.
Were they shopping?
Yeah, they shop.
Okay, I'm just making sure that's what I heard. Okay,
I
all right, I
think
got
you
it.
know what? I think it was more of a language barrier thing.
Oh.
No, I don't. I disagree.
You know,
Who knows?
I
Hold on, pause. I
I
done
know
seen
what I
many
heard her
videos
say.
of her. I think she about that life.
She's about
But
that.
I will agree with
I
everything
think
she
she
said.
about that life.
I just wanted to point that
When
out.
she said we, I was like, damn it, look.
God bless them. God bless them.
yeah, it's like you heard we and everything else went out the window. Like,
I was about to say that too because I looked like she was on point, and then the minute it went to we, I'm like,
But hold on, Erica. See, this is the thing. If you want what we're willing to give, you have to audition for the part properly.
oh no,
We
I
don't
understand that.
have to- we don't have to give it. Every man on this freaking channel who has ever, you do not have to give them shit.
Correct.
They don't
That is
earn
right.
it.
You have to
they
earn
don't
it.
deserve it. Period. You're the
Yeah.
one sacrifice. You're the one sacrificing everything.
Yeah.
Okay. You give her provision. You give her protection. You give her a child. What the hell does she give you? Too many men are on the other side thinking, what am I? No, you're the giver. Period.
You're the prize.
If you didn't take her virginity, that's the only thing you can take from her. That's it. Everything else you give.
that's
Don't
why
ever
our,
let somebody make you look like you less than because she cute. So look. So what? How many men are willing to give? There's a whole lot of men out here willing to take from her. I'll take your virginity. I'll take your sex. I'll take your I'll take the snap packs. But as soon as they give her anything, what happened? Oh, I didn't mean to give you a baby. I don't want no baby. Now he left and gone, doing everything he can to duck child support.
look. That's why
You willing to give?
That's why our body parts dictate everything. Our body parts give, your body parts receive. That's the best way I could explain it. Like it is what it is. Our body
That is
parts
true.
give, yours receive.
We got the other video ready,
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah, I
And
got
that's
it.
why.
What was you
And
about
that's
to
Really
say?
fucked up the everything.
and because of what you said is the reason why it's harder for men to accept women cheating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Valid point.
you received another man in your channels, man. We can't accept that.
Well, you know, kind of work you got to do to clean the insides. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Like, yo, it's somebody else's kids up in there, man. Like, yo.
Yeah, man. Like,
And they gonna stay there for 7 to 10 days too.
Yeah, yo.
You gotta call
Yeah.
Miss Chi and set her an appointment at that 5-star spa.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
man.
I would have been prefer not to have that in my head.
All right.
So we got the other video ready to rock. Let's
Yeah,
go. For
yeah.
it.
We
Yeah.
got it.
Way more avenues for money now.
Right.
For sure. But it fucked up everything. Marriages, everything. At first, your bitch used to just see the niggas at work, you, and that's it, and come home. That's all she had to look at. Now she got about 30,000 niggas to look at. You heard me? For when you don't act right. And she hypnotized by all the other the bitches getting shit on Instagram that she ain't getting. So all that time you didn't put in, but no money, It fucked up everything. It fucked up you too. All you had to look at was your side bitches, your bitches at work, your bitch at home, and come back. That's all we had. That's all. It was a couple side bitches from the other side of town. Now you hypnotized.
Yeah.
You look at your bitch and you see 1,000 bitches look better.
At their best too.
And you looking way better than your bitch. You look over at your bitch, you like, it fucked up. It made us hoes, bro. It made us hoes.
No, I did.
It made your bitch a hoe. It made the nigga a hoe.
And that's him focusing on social media, how social media changed the game in the dating.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, but it's a good point though. It's a good point.
yeah.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
You're
Think
not
about
lying
it.
at
It made
all.
everything too close for home. Like
Yeah.
I can remember when
Yeah.
social media was just college kids communicating in the same campus. Like you ain't talking to too many people outside or on campus at that point. Once they opened it up, it was a wrap for everybody. Like they were
and just
posting
think about it,
everything, you were
man.
seeing everything.
Yo, Ray.
I just don't see it
Right.
that way. Maybe it's because
Look.
because I'm content with what I got. I don't know what it is, but
You are, but here's the thing. If I go on my social media, Ray and Santana, you probably could attest to it too. If you go on your social media right now, I guarantee you while you're swiping, you're gonna come across about 3 or 4 buns that are just twerking or something.
1,000%.
And it's just like,
100%.
yo, them buns look all right, man. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, all right. So do I notice the beauty? Of course.
of course. But
Of
what he's
course,
saying
but
is,
it's like it doesn't. It's a it, and I'm not saying this shit because she right there. That's that. I wish I could be on some like because me and you, Ollie,
we'll
we
play
didn't
along
talk.
with
We
that.
didn't-
No, I'm joking. Look, I gotta mess with you, brother.
She gonna come hit you upside the head, and I'ma just let her.
Yeah, guy look at me like,
You
really?
should know him by now. He
nigga?
gonna say what he
He like-
say.
Yes,
He don't care
I'm gonna
enough.
say whatever the hell I want to say. And
He don't
me and
care
Ollie had
enough.
a conversation.
Gary,
And I
let's
say,
be,
listen.
Gary, let's be real. You like, wait till you come to Jersey, mother.
About to beat him up. About to
Really,
beat him up
you gotta
on the
check
Oh, you
street.
talking about
like-
him?
Yeah, he said I am.
I mean, on some. I mean, no, maybe, but I don't look. It looked like you got at least 50 pounds on me. Look, listen, I'm not trying to have a fight with you, bro.
Not
you
at
know
all.
what I'm saying?
Not
You
at
you
all.
look
It's
like
all
I
love,
seen your
brother. It's
fists,
all
and I'm like,
love.
those some big fists. I'm not big fists. Big fists. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm not saying that I'll lose. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna go home without something having a problem with me. Oh, okay.
Look,
Let me do
I'm
that.
not a fighter, brother. So that was me back in the day. Not no more. Not a fighter.
But what I want to say is this, and I'm not, being like on some because because I've been out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been out there. It ain't take me about less than a year for me to be out there to realize this ain't what I want. And that was a few years ago. That was almost 5-6 years ago. So I'm sure it's worse now. So I don't like. I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that look nice. But I can tell by your attitude. I can tell by the way you talk, the way you look, the way you respond to things. You're gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, they nice to look at, but I don't want to open up the game like that. First of all, I've never been on some like try to get it. I've always been like, if you offering and I'm accepting, then yeah. Even how I got with my woman, she got with me. I didn't get with her. She got with me. She called me out. It was cute too. I was like, what, 18 years old? I was walking over. I went to the sit down, and she was all in my face. How you doing? She asked me every damn thing except for my social security. Now, I'm not saying that like on some like trying to boast or anything like that. She knew what she wanted. She went after it. You know what I'm saying? I was the bump on the log. They didn't know what was going on until she walked across the field. And it was Hollywood Video. I'll never forget it. I walked in. I said, hey, I don't normally do this. Can I get your number? And she said, okay, here's my page. Here's my cell phone, my email, and I'm going to give you my address if just so you want to send me a postcard. And any which way you need to get in touch with it, sister, I'm ready to rock. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was history. But she didn't ask me for my information. I asked her, but she knew she wanted to give it to me. Boom. Again, 18. Fast forward almost 15 years, Tori and I, we decided we wanted to do something stupid. And we decided to introduce other people in our relationship. And I got the opportunity to see firsthand what that's like. And every time I did that, I said, so let me get this straight. I go through all this trouble of trying to seduce you and to entertain you and get you to like me, all to have to do it again every 3 months with a new female. No. That's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy, waste of heart. I couldn't do it. So for me, that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I'm not trying to like do this multiple times over and over and over again. That's a waste of time to me. Because I can never get to trust you. How can I trust you in 3 months? I don't know nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? I know what you showed me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know nothing about you. I've been with my wife for, at the time, she was carried a one, 13, 14 years. And in 3 months, you starting to act up. What kind of? No. So for me, that just, all this passport, bro, and all this stuff, I would not wish this on my worst enemy. I would not want to go through this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, you
It's a
blessed.
lot.
Yeah, and it's
It's a
crazy
lot.
too. It's crazy because I appreciate your story too, on the strength of you have people that have time invested like that, and they just throw it away because they're looking on the other side of like the grass is greener, and they jump on a whim.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like they jump on a whim just because they see women living hot girl summers and all this. So it's like, you know what? I want that, but you don't even know what that entails. So you're just willing to blow everything up on a whim.
I always say, and Gary, he speaks about that part of our life. That was a long time ago, and that door is closed and never to be open again. But you always have to consider the motive. Like, what are you doing that for? What is it that you're looking for? And what is it, to be completely honest, that is lacking in you that you feel that you have to do that and put your relationship on the line? That's that. But to this video that he just played, I gotta agree. And social media screwed up a lot because it's exposure.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much exposure. I think this whole topic, honestly, y'all, I was cracking up inside in the beginning, and I keep trying to get it out of my head. Remember Eddie Murphy? Was it his stand-up? And he said, Eddie. The girl would say, Eddie.
Yeah, whatever you like.
What have you done for me lately?
It's too much
You
exposure.
treat me like animal.
Yeah. It's like, to a degree, it's like, stop talking to strangers. You keep bringing that mess that doesn't work for your family, doesn't work for your culture. It's not how y'all roll. And you bringing that stuff over here, like, no, keep that over there. And too much of this social media, way too much exposure, always on, social media, scrolling. And then it's the comparison to people that's posting that you don't even know if it's real. Like, it's too much, way too much exposure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just for the audience sake, I just want to state, don't y'all don't get it twisted. There are some good men, there are some good women that are American that are over here with those traditional values. You just gotta find them.
Yes. Basically, pretty much keep an open mind, because the more you approach a situation with attitude, or you're thinking, oh, this person is just like the last person, and not keep that open mind, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're possibly passing up that chance of the happiness that you're seeking. So the same, if you go overseas with the energy of being positive and all of that stuff, have that same energy here.
Yeah.
Because you having that same energy here can open a vast doorways of possibility that you never even thought of. And the crazy thing about it, that person could be a person you've known for God knows how long, but you just overlooked them. You never looked at them in that light. So just keep an open mind, because like I said, I don't want us to face extinction as a Black community in the United States. And we are already the lowest percentage of the population. And if we continue going that route with the murder rates, the incarcerations, all of these different things, we're going to be in trouble. So just keep an open mind. Look in the mirror. If you've been getting the same results, maybe it is you. So look at different avenues that you can change up to make things better and possibly find that happy ending.
And if you can't figure it out, ask your ex. Say, hey, what did you have a problem with?
Yes. That's
what did I do that was wrong?
Facts.
I need it for closure. I need it for myself.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
some great
I
advice,
agree with
man.
you. With that being said, we've been on for a good over 2 hours, so I'd say we wrap it up. If we got more to speak about it, hey, we could do a part 2. But this was definitely a great conversation. Raider Don, man, it was definitely a nice pleasure, man, with that reuniting. And like I said, man, we got to do these collaborations and stuff. We got to unite the team again. You feel me?
Got you.
Santana, appreciate you being on, brother. Appreciate
Of
you
course,
100%.
whenever you need me.
Yes, sir. Of course, Gary Lamb and Toya. Hey, love it. Love the collaborations. And we're going to be doing big things going forward, continuing on. Every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. I got it right this time, brother. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you being here with us, keeping the comments going. Like this video, share this video. Again, you could have been anywhere, but you was here with us, rocking with us, dropping comments and engaging in the conversation. With that being said, we will catch you guys on the next one. Roll call. I'm your boy Walls P.
I'm your girl Erica.
It's your boy
Lady
Raider Dog.
Lamb.
Lady Lamb, go ahead.
Lady Lamb.
Santana. And of course, Gary Lamb. Signing off. We'll catch you, ladies and gentlemen, on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
You ain't say anything.
He didn't get to say his.
Nah, you took my damn line. What am This is Gary Lamb signing off. You guys have a mother good one.